Hey my friends, this is Daniel Alley, and today I want to talk with you about 5 reasons why you should read. Now, I've been a voracious reader for a very long time, and I read about 100 books every single year. Here are 5 reasons why I believe you should read too. The first reason why you should read a book is because you get smarter. When you read a book, it forces your imagination to work. Think about it. When you see a word, it draws an image in your mind. And when that image comes into your mind, you force yourself to think. And when you think, you get smarter because you gain more knowledge. Every time I read a book, I make notes and I record some of the thoughts that I learned in my journal. And every time I see some of those thoughts, when I reflect on them, I realize that those thoughts, that new knowledge, was a turning point of my life. A lot of people ask me, well, Daniel, what's the turning point of your life? What's that big thing? Well, it usually happens when I read books, because when I read books, I get smarter. The second reason why you should read books is because it builds skills. That's right, all the skills that you didn't learn in school, work, home, or church will be taught in the books that you read. That means if you wanted to brush up on any skill, you could read about it. If you wanted to become a better salesperson, or negotiator. If you wanted to become anyone, you could read a book about it and you could learn so much more, and you can actually apply some of those skills as you work in your daily life. I remember one time I was in a particular sales slump, so I decided to pick up a sales book. And I remember in the middle of the page, it said in big bold words, follow up. Now this is something I knew. This is something I always practiced. But when I read it, I thought about it. And I said to myself, you know what? People need exactly what I have to give them. So I texted and called and emailed a bunch of people and made a bunch of sales in that very day, which was equivalent to thousands of dollars, just because I read a book. So my question for you is, what are you going to read? What skills are you going to learn this week? How are you going to work on your craft so that you can become better? Pick up a good skill building book and begin to read right now. By the way, if you're curious, I'm an author of 3 books, and I have in the description below my top 50 books. So take a browse and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Number 3, books help you to become well-rounded. It's one of the greatest reasons why I read. When I pick up a book, I can learn about many different things. I can learn about spirituality, I can learn about business, I can learn about talented individuals who lived in the past, and so many different things. It helps me to become conversant with the people I meet. It helps me to be well-rounded. When you read, you become so well-rounded, you understand other cultures. Instead of just understanding the culture that you were brought up in, you're able to see more. Because your mind has broader interests, you can understand different perspectives. You understand different intentions and motivations and cultures that other people might partake in, and it allows you to relate to them, making you successful in the end. When we begin our journey to education, we all start out ignorant. And this means that we just don't know what we don't know. But when we start to read books, it opens up our minds and it shows us different avenues of expression, and it allows us to become more of who we are so we can live our fullest potential. Read more books because it will help you become more well-rounded. The 4th reason why you should read books is because you can know history. Imagine if you can trek back 2,000 years ago and actually see how things were and live through the experiences in that book in a vicarious manner. Imagine if you can see the past and learn the history of the ages before you. Wow, that would be fascinating. You can know history through reading books. When I learn about how certain people were of the past, I'm so astonished. For instance, I was reading a book the other day and I learned that kings, even the richest kings, could not eat ice cream because they didn't have refrigerators, plus they didn't know about ice cream. Now everyone can eat ice cream, but just putting that in perspective historically helped me to shape my mind and understand how history actually works. By the way, now that you can enjoy ice cream and kings of the past couldn't, make sure you leave on the comment section below what's your favorite ice cream flavor. The 5th and last reason why you should read is to be conversational. There's so many people that you can relate to that if you would just read a whole bunch of books, you can just understand them better. And you can insert certain jokes and ideas and phrases and aphorisms along the way in your conversations, and it will make it so much more fruitful if you can do this. Not only does reading books allow you to think better and become more conversational, but it allows you to write better, because now you can get your point on paper. Now you can actually express yourself, because now you know what you think. You've thought about it, and you've been able to converse with other people, and now you can write about it. How cool is that? The other day I was having an intellectual discussion with my neighbor, and I thought to myself in the middle of the conversation, 10 years ago I would never be able to talk about the things I'm talking about today. And it was all because I read so many books, gained knowledge, and used those experiences from that knowledge to have the conversation I was having with my neighbor. Actually, a lot of my fans reach out to me, and when they're conversational about the books that I wrote, I always want to talk to them. So if you read my book and you want to have a conversation, call me up. I'm ready to receive your call. In summary, these are the 5 reasons why you need to read books. It has changed my life, and I've actually written 3 books because of it. Check out the description below for the top 50 books and subscribe to this channel so I can keep on giving you more.